This garden started as an idea from Dave and Kara Bailey, my cousins who run the Bailey's restaurants. They had this backyard. They were curious if it could be turned into a vegetable garden to supply their restaurants. It started with this garden here, which is about 1/10 of an acre. The neighboring school and church had another 2 lots. After they saw what I was doing, they were happy to let me expand onto their land as well. The funeral home on the other side was happy to let me use their land too. Over the past 4.5 years, it's grown to a little half-acre farm, and we call it the Bailey's Micro Farm. Sort of cultivating the beginnings of a food forest. Another way to say it would be edible landscaping. The goal with growing for the restaurants is to grow as much variety of high quality, fresh, good tasting food, as well as being able to, figure out what the chefs like and what the customers enjoy. Pickles for the burgers down at Bailey's Range with the cucumbers here, tomatoes, jalapenos on the burgers, radishes and salads, the flowers go on all the tables. Being in the city, I very much think about the landscaping element, how it looks and feels to passerbys and how it can impact the way that the city feels. The constraint of the space is beneficial in the sense that it forces you to think creatively about how to grow everything you want in a small area. The diversity of the plants is also gardening style that is beneficial for maximizing the amount that I can grow on a small area. So you have the corn growing up and then you have the squash growing under, and that's an ancient native technique. The best plants are the ones that I don't even plant. The ones that just grow up out of the compost. That pumpkin back there, if you added each arm of its vines together, it's probably 150 feet growing over the fence and down towards the street. Just watching pumpkins grow is one of my favorite things now. Some ecological cross-pollination. A swarm of bees comes over to our garden. I can't help but wonder, what other gardens were supporting that colony before they landed in mine. I guess I don't want to say I have too much of a specific vision, but I see vast swaths of completely underutilized land. There used to be 850,000 residents in St. Louis City. Now there's only 320. So you have tons of land that's just sitting in grass. And I think about the need to improve our food access in our community. My mind definitely starts imagining how we could have fruit and nut trees everywhere, how we could be growing huge numbers of vegetables right here within our own city. There's nothing holding us back from planting apple trees and peach trees and pawpaws, hazelnuts, pecans, and then you can just walk around while you're enjoying the environment of your city, and you can reach up and grab a peach, and they taste so good. We think of nature as being out there in the country. It's not true. Nature is everywhere. I think we can produce a humongous amount of food, increase food security, increase everybody's access to really fresh, delicious food. What would you do if you had a big lawn that nobody ever walked on? If other neighbors and landowners would like to see edible landscaping extend into their yards, I would like to help be a part of that. Provide plants to become somewhat of a nursery. Ferns, monkey grass, blackberries, horseradish, mint, chives, garlic chives. All of these plants are perennials that can be divided. And a lot of them were given to me as gifts, as thinnings from other friends' gardens. Brought them into this garden and now they're spreading and growing here. I don't know, what motivates me, it feels like, it just feels like something that I have to do. It feels like something that I've had a natural interest in for a long time, and when it's become hard, I just try to remember that the quality of the food matters, exposing the kids next door at the school to nature and fresh vegetables and get them tasting things. People just saying, your garden looks beautiful, that keeps me going. Incredible opportunity for anyone that's interested in urban forestry or gardening or food forest. Wendell Berry said, eating is an agricultural act. So if eating is an agricultural act, I think growing a carrot is definitely an agricultural act. It can be small scale, but if you're making an effort to produce food, I think you're stepping your foot into urban farming.